that is taking down the old structures as we know it. What does Jacob represent? Jacob is creating a technology revolution. He's changing the technique of the family as to how the firstborn is to be named. Who was supposed to be the firstborn and get that blessing?
Esau.
Esau. Am I right? And we see where we see companies that are supposed to be getting royalties, they're not getting that anymore. Why not? Because now you have the youngster changing the rules of the game with a technology and technique that is supplanting an existing system that has already been working for centuries. The firstborn always got the blessing. The firstborn was the one that stood out. It was clear that the firstborn would be the heir until Jacob came and changed the technique. Because he felt like experience was not necessary. But he knew that technique could become Lord over experience. Now, would Obama had won the presidency of the United States of America if he had used old conventional wisdom?
No.
Talk to me, black folks.
He wouldn't.
My black brothers and sisters in here, let me ask you, black folks. Because white folks already know, you black folks haven't caught up yet. Would he had won if he had used the McCain, the Hillary Clinton, the Madeleine Albright techniques? Would he had won the presidency? No. He came in like a Jacob, supplanting. Let's look at the things that should have taken him down. Definitely the Ayers situation. That should have definitely taken him down, right? Ayers. What's his name? Bill Ayers or whatever? William Ayers, the one that they claimed was a communist and that tried to blow up something. Remember they kept that all going on the news? Did that take him out? No. Definitely the Jeremiah Wright. That Jeremiah Wright was the bolder. This one here, we're going to swing this one big time.
When one of his campaign representatives was negotiating with another government before the time.
Okay. I didn't know much about that one, but I'm just looking at some of these big ones that were happening. Now, these different things should have taken out little David. Right? And it would have if he would have played by their rules. But what did he do? He looked for an existing technique or technology that the others were sleeping on, that he was going to bring it back to life. These techniques are around you every day. But all you Davids out there, you're afraid to pull up your smooth stones and your slingshot because you keep trying to fit in Saul's armor. Oh, am I still in Bible or not?
Yes, you are, Master Prophet.
Whenever God gets ready to raise up a new breed, he always will give them a new technique that will not fit the technique of what others have experienced. David tried on Saul's armor and it didn't quite fit. He went out there and says, you know what, let me get what I've been working out here. Let me go get my Game Boy. Where your Game Boy, boy? Slingshot and 5 stones. He went and got his Game Boy. He went and got, and see, Obama went, see, he went in the White House, and it was a big, big issue. They wanted him to give up his BlackBerry. See, he was changing Mayberry to BlackBerry. See, see, I know my older generation would understand that. Young folks don't even know what I'm talking about. But Opie, your day is over. So we begin to see here, when you get in a position, never ignore the technique that got you into that position.
Oh, yes.
Oh, y'all are not going to work with me today. So in every visitation, whenever there's new leadership, and I'm going to say this today, and I'm going to say it boldly, because I think that we have actually ignored it, is that in the liberation of African Americans in particular, Yaroslav is saying, what is Mayberry? See, I knew it. See, and see, he's from Russia, I understand. And he's young. I'm not sure Manasseh would know what Mayberry is. But Mayberry was a little town where they had Aunt B and Opie. Middle class white America. You didn't see nothing dark in Mayberry unless it was clothing. Apple pie, white picket fence, you figure it out. You know the heart of America. Any place USA. And so that's pretty much Mayberry. And what we see here is you cannot, as a individual where a system is working against you, you cannot use their technology. David, you got to go get your own. So we're in an age now where we're looking at this story, which this story is speaking prophetically to an age that we're in. That during the time of radio, we see FDR having fireside chats. And it was the birth of radio. And FDR, I believe, was one of the first ones to put the proposal on the table to get rid of segregation in America. And I was amazed when I was looking at a documentary on all the different presidents of America and what they brought to the table. And Eisenhower backed from it, because I believe Eisenhower came after FDR. I think FDR was right after the Great Depression, right there during that time. And see, during every recession and depression, racism becomes thick in America. Why do it become thick? Because where the gap was like this, now because of unemployment, the gap becomes closer. And there's less wiggling room. And you still have some old ideas that goes around in people's heads that we don't want to even feed into right now. But let me just go on further. Let me go on further because I don't want to lose my train of thought. Then you had the Kennedys came in. And what technology did he use to beat out his opponent?